The next time you are driving through your town, notice the landscape in the horizon. You will see churches from the Roman Catholic to the Baptist and Methodist, all topped with a steeple as though there is some biblical mandate for it. However, you can search the Bible from Genesis to Revelation and never see.
They're putting these cell phone towers in them and hiding them. So this can be sending you frequencies from that tower and making you fall and acting like you get in the Holy Spirit. This is just...
This is the First Church of Winthrop United Methodist. It's a very old historic church, but over time the steeple has deteriorated. There's a bunch of antennas all over the church that really shouldn't be there. Tearing down the old one, and then with all the carriers cooperating with the church, we've designed a new steeple around airports. But if you have a tall pre-existing structure like a church, it's a natural fit to put the antennas there to get the propagation that they need. My name is Tom Moylan. I'm the president of SteepleCom. We are a company that represents thousands of churches nationwide to help them do deals with tower companies to use their steeples in their properties for cell sites. This is the First Church of Winthrop United Methodist. It's a very old historic church, but over time the steeple has deteriorated. There's a bunch of antennas all over the church that really shouldn't be there.
Any indication that a house for worship of the true and living God contains such a structure? Actually, the people are the ecclesia, or the house of God. In Thessalonians chapter 5, we are admonished to prove all things and hold fast to what is good.
So the next time you enter into one of your churches that loves to visit about pagan origin of holidays, Christmas, and all of your Easter and Easter rabbit and colored eggs and all the stuff, and Halloween and all that, you can then also know the doors that you just entered of the building that has this steeple on it is of pagan origin as well. So for me, the understanding that you should be trying to achieve is that Satan is the God of this world, and the whole world is under his control. This is what our God, who created heaven and earth and everything in them, this is what he said. He has given the devil all the kingdoms of the earth, and all of the kingdoms of the earth, the whole world is under the control of the evil one, under his sway. Satan is the prince of the air. This is what the
And so God said, I'm going to take my lamb, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I will offer him so the people see that he truly is the Son of God. The last 5 words that Christ shared from the cross were so significant. First of all, he looked down at his mother and the Apostle John, and he said, Mother, here is your son. He looked at John and he said, Son, over here is your mother. And what Jesus was saying at that time was, remember what I've come to do. Remember that I've come to establish community where people are loved, where people are encouraged, where people are cared for. If you don't stay together, then you're going to come apart, because it takes the strength of community for people to live the Christian life. The second words that Jesus shared were this. He cried out and he said, Father, Father, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Hands on you to heal you. Only you can heal you. So you give somebody the power to heal you. So you give the power to somebody saying, oh, you're a sinner. I feel somebody with sickness around me. You give them the power. So you can heal yourself within. You don't need a pagan religion or any religion, because God's within. The Creator's within. God is...
But do you know why he was crucified at that time? It was the very time in the afternoon when they were taking those precious Passover lambs, and the priest would take a knife and they would slit the throat of that innocent animal as a sign and a sacrifice for the people's sins. And so God said, I'm going to take my lamb, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I will offer him.
King of the Sidonians, and he went and served Baal and worshipped him. That's King Ahab. Then he set up an altar for Baal in the temple of Baal, which he had built in Samaria. And Ahab made, it's in the New King James here, a wooden image that can be translated an Ashereth or an Asherah pole. Guess what these things are on the top of these churches that you see time and time again throughout the landscape and countryside, in the cities, in the towns of the United States, Ephraim, the great assembly of peoples. You see on the top of your church an Asherah pole. Baal worship is alive and well in Ephraim. Whenever you, like Ahab did, he made an altar to Baal. Whenever you had to make an altar to Baal, you had to place an Asherah pole next to Baal. So that is the shaft of Baal, or in other words, the male organ of Baal. In other words, it is the penis of Baal. Baal was the fertility god of the spring. He began to be celebrated on December 25th. That was his birthday, the day of the new sun. They knew that the sun was coming back in the northern hemisphere on December 25th. They could see it